All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another session of virtual yoga. And I hope everybody's doing well out there. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. Again, if you'd like to sit in a chair, that's always an option. We're going to take a few moments to come more into the here and now and become more present with what you're currently experiencing. Take some time to align and adjust your body into a position that'll work for you today. When you're settled, you can close your eyes and start to delve deeper inward, making that transition. And every time we come into the present moment, we actually activate a deeper sense of healing in the body. Your body understands where you're at, and it understands, okay, yeah, we've got some time to process anything that's come up in the last few days on all levels. We've got some space now and some time. First, taking the first few moments to do a body scan, and you can bring your awareness down from the top of your head. And it's like you're turning that light on, that flashlight, to shine a bit brighter right through the whole body, the outer body and the inner body. Feel all sensations. Get to know where you're at today. Maybe there's some areas of your body that need a bit more attention because there's some tension. Flowing right down to your seat. Feeling your foundation sink down a bit more. You can do a little wiggle from side to side with your hips rooting right down. And have that same feeling with your legs and your feet. And then we're going to take the attention up just once. Bring your awareness slowly up from the root of your pelvis. We're going to travel through the chakras. We're going to start at the root, and that's the color associated with the color red. And you can visualize as we come up slowly, a glowing orb of light in that color, or even just sensation. So starting at the root with red, you can even take a few breaths, imagining that as you breathe, you're actually breathing into this space. And with each breath, it's opening and expanding a bit more. And helping to release, unlock any energy that was being blocked here. And we'll slowly travel up from the root to the navel center or sacral chakra. And it's located just around the belly button, and it's orange. As you breathe here, being able to feel the breath a little bit more. And imagine that you're breathing right from the core center of this place inside your body. And as you inhale, you expand on all sides, not just the front, but all sides simultaneously, breathing in and out. If you'd like, you can even place your hands where we're traveling here. And then we'll slowly rise up to the solar plexus chakra. And it's a beautiful yellow color, fiery. And you can take a few nice slow breaths in and out to help to open and expand and release. We'll slowly come up right to the heart. If you'd like to, you can place your hands there, one on top of the other or in prayer position. Remind yourself you're breathing right from the inhale is coming right from the center. And you're softly breathing in all sides, picturing that beautiful green light. Real easy breath here. From here, we'll start to come up through the throat chakra, right at the center of the throat. And it's a beautiful blue color. And even just feeling your breath in this place. Slowly traveling up through the center of your head to the third eye center, located just around the eyebrows inwardly at the core center. And you can visualize it either, it's up to you, a deep indigo blue, almost purple, or some like to visualize purple. And the breath can become a little more subtle here. Picturing that dazzling, radiant orb of light, the rays shining brighter. And as you travel all the way up to the crown of the head now, you can visualize a white light, an orb, however you'd like to, over top of the head. And now we're going to just become more aware of all those colors, like the rainbow inside your body from the root to the crown. See if you can visualize all at the same time. Breathing a little bit more, again, not just in the front of the body, but 360 degrees all the way around and through in a very gentle way. If you'd like to continue this, do a few rounds of the breath we were doing the other day, the Durga pranayam, to explore something a little different. Feel the breath come in like a wave, and it travels as you inhale. Feel it actually rise up from the belly, through the ribs to the chest, gently, a gentle wave through. And as you exhale, feel the wave from the top, releasing from the top to the bottom. Now, for the next couple breaths, you could actually do this in alignment with your chakras from the root. As high as you want to go up. You don't have to go all the way. You could even just from the root to the heart. Rising up on the inhalation and releasing down on the exhale. Just a nice slow breath in and out, nothing huge. Always comfortable. We'll take one more breath like that. At the end of this exhalation, release your breath and just noticing overall how you're feeling right now. There's no judgment, there's no expectation, only acceptance, allowance. At the end of this breath, I'm going to slowly open the eyes, and you can even just look at the floor right in front of you for a moment. Transitioning just a little bit more to the outer space, but keep that inner awareness going as we now start to flow through the postures that we're going to explore here today. First, we're going to bring the feet out in front with the knees bent. And you don't necessarily need anything underneath you for this one. And your hands are going to come behind you to support you. And we're just going to take a few nice slow movements from side to side with the legs. See how that feels. Just starting to loosen up here. You can go as slow or as quick as you'd like to. Okay, and then we're going to come back to center. This time, widening the legs out. If you'd like to, placing your prop underneath you, and your legs are going to be wide. And we're going to reach up with the next inhale. And with the next exhale, we'll just go release out with some sound. Do that 2 more times. As you inhale, reach through your arms to lengthen, not just through your arms and your shoulders, but right through your whole upper body. And 1 more breath out. Good. This time, inhale, reach the arms. And you can come over one side. So if you'd like to bend that knee, we're going to stay here for maybe 2 breaths. And then we'll slowly come back up. Reaching up and slightly back at the same time. And then come over the other side. And don't worry if you can't reach your feet. Place your hands wherever they are comfortable. This time we're going to flow a few times. So continue to flow with your breath. As you inhale, rising up. As you exhale, coming over. And we'll do this flowing movement for 2 more breaths. Reminder, you're not matching my movements. Please follow your own flow. You can always do your own thing. Reaching up as you inhale, as you exhale, release your arms. You can take them back and open up through the front of the body for a moment. Lifting your chest. And then we'll release that. Coming more into the butterfly position or cobbler pose. You can bring the soles of your feet together. And here we're going to lengthen right through the upper body. So use your hands around your legs and pull up. Use your hands to help lift. So you're gently pulling up on your legs. We're going to do a nice flowing half circle from side to side. Just finding ways to gently, if this is in the morning, wake up your body, or if it's at the end of the day, just soothe all the tension that has been accumulated. Good. We'll do this a few more times, flowing from side to side. If you'd like to complete that full circle, you can go around a couple times in one direction. And then coming back to center, you can go around in the opposite direction. Okay, we'll rise back up to center. And with your next breath in, reaching through your arms. With your next breath out, you can come over just into a nice gentle forward bend in this position. A big one for the hips and the lower back. Before you release, you might even want to try walking your hands over to one side for a moment. And then we're going to come up and keep that hand on that side. We're going to reach up and over with the opposite arm to come into a side bend. And then we'll release that. Reaching your arms up again with your next breath in. With your next breath out, come over, straight over. We'll walk the hands gently to the other side and just reaching here. And then we'll slowly come back up. Keep your hand on that side. Reach up with the opposite arm and open. Good. Slowly coming up and then releasing down. One more time, we'll reach up with both arms. And this time, again, bring your hands behind you and open through the front of your body. Lift your chest, lift your heart. Let your shoulders come back. And then begin to slowly release that position. We'll release out of this pose. Actually, we're going to do one more thing in the seated position. I'm going to extend out through the left leg. Keep the right knee bent, foot on the floor. And this could be enough. But we're going to do a bit of a twist. If you'd like to, you can place your foot on the other side of your leg. We're going to twist to the side that whichever knee is bent, the right knee, we're going to twist to the right. So bring your right hand behind you. And just start to gradually move into this with your breath. Feel all those sensations. Explore how you can open here a bit more with your breath through the ribs, and how you can release with your long exhalation. Not release the pose, but release. So you can go a little bit deeper over time. Okay, and then we'll slowly come out, sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to put that foot on the other side and just place my hands. They're in a together position here, pushing the leg slightly towards the left, and then my leg slightly pushes back. Okay, and my elbows come back and I'm lifting straight up. Good. And then we're going to release that, and we're going to bend the opposite knee. Again, if you need a little support to align your hips and your pelvis, you can come up nice and straight and tall. Feel free to sit on a little something. First, again, using your hands around your knee, just to lift up a little bit more as I pull on the elbows. I'm going to come into that twist gradually and slowly. Softening wherever I need to soften. Maybe it's the mouth, the jaw, the shoulders. Good. We'll take one more breath here. And then we'll slowly start to release. And if you'd like to, you can place the foot on the other side. Take a moment, bring your hands together around the outside of that knee, pushing slightly against the knee, and then let the knee push back. See if that helps you to sit up nice and straight and tall. See if it also helps you to open a little bit deeper into the hip here, stretching across the back of the hip. Good. And then we'll slowly release that. We're going to come out of this position and travel over onto our hands and knees. And we're going to wiggle the hips from side to side. Just feeling that out right along the outer side of your torso here. Okay, you can feel free to hold to one side for a few breaths. And then start to circle a little bit more. You start with smaller circles today. And then making them a bit wider. And then moving in the opposite direction, little circles. Loosening right up at the hips, on the lower back, and then slowly making those circles wider. Good. Come back to center in the tabletop position. As you exhale now, lifting through the belly, arching the spine in the cat tilt. As you inhale, looking forward. Continue flowing here for about 3 or 4 more breaths. Move slowly, following your breath. No need to rush here. Listen to the sound your breath makes. Feel the wave-like motion up your spine. We'll do that one more breath. Move from the root to the crown here with your awareness. This time as you come into cat tilt, come up onto your fingertips, arching your back. And then walking your hands in towards you so that you can come up into a kneeling position, reaching your arms out. Okay, and opening through the front of the chest a little bit more here. I'm going to take the arms straight up with the next inhale. And then straight down with the next exhale. This time we're going to come into the extended puppy pose, or you can come down onto your elbows for this one. Your hips stay in line with your knees. You're not letting your hips go right back to your feet. And you can bring your head to the floor if your elbows are there on the floor. Good. We'll hold this for another 2 or 3 breaths. And then we'll come forward again with the inhale, coming up onto your hands. Again, walking the hands in towards you. And this time we're going to come into a lunge position. So we're going to bring the right foot forward. And we're working at the hips. Maybe you've chosen this one because your hips are a little tighter. So this is a nice way to help to really loosen up to the front of the hip, especially to that back leg. Taking a few moments here. Okay, this might be where you choose to stay for today. I will, if you'd like to go deeper, I'll guide you down into the lower lunge. But first, reaching your arms up. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the arms down and come into the lower lunge. If you'd like to place something underneath your hands, you can here. We'll take a few moments just to help release into this pose a little bit more. But whenever you need to come out, please do. Okay, sometimes I like to explore curling the back toes under and just seeing how that feels. Good. And then from here, we're going to come back and I'm going to slide my back knee back a little bit, come into this pose where you're extending your front leg. And once you feel balanced, you can reach up with both arms. And as you exhale, we're going to come over that leg. You might just pause with your hands on your thigh. If you have your belt really close by, maybe the belt feels good to hold on to here. Or you can bring your hands right to the floor or to support on the floor. Good. And then we'll stay for one more breath. Starting to come out back into your lunge pose, this time coming right up through your back foot. You can do this in the standing variation if that works better for you. From this position, we're going to step the back foot forward. And we're going to come into a half forward bend. And on your next breath out, come right into the full forward bend. From here, we'll stay for a few more breaths. If you'd like to add a bit of a twist, you can bring one hand up to your lower back. Bring that other hand across to the outside of the leg. And then come back down and we'll do the other side. Good. Slowly releasing that. Bending your knees to slowly transition all the way up to standing. Reaching through your arms. And as you exhale, releasing your arms. Good. Take a moment to roll out your shoulders before we switch sides. I'm shaking that out. All right, we're gonna come back down for the lunge on the other side, but first we'll come up with the arms. And as you exhale, coming all the way down. I'm gonna do a half forward bend. On the inhale, on the exhale, step back with your right foot. And you can transition up to an upward lunge position. And just I like to do a little movement back and forth with the hips. If you need to cushion that back knee, make sure you do that. And then we'll come into the upward salute lunge. And as you exhale, we're going to come deeper into the lower lunge, however you need to come into that pose today. Again, if you've got support close to you, always a variation here is to use blocks. You can even bring them like that. Sideways here. And you can place them right down, resting the base of the palm of the hand there. And you're staying here with the sensations and with the breath, keeping your focus. And when you're ready, we'll slowly start to come up. And it's handy if you have those blocks beside you, because for the next pose, you can use that to help you balance. We're lifting the toes, reaching up. It'll be a challenge for your balance. And as you exhale, we come over right from the hip, keeping your upper body as long as you can, extended right through from the root to the crown. Again, you can try with the belt or use the blocks like I'm using them. Or you could come right down. We're going to start to come out of that position, bending that front knee again, this time coming right up into the full lunge, pressing back with your back heel. Opening through the back of that leg, right through the calf on the right side. From here, we're just going to transition our hands towards the center of our body, between the center of the legs. And we're going to come into a half wide-legged forward bend. Again, if you want to use your blocks, they're right there. You can use them, or you can come right down. Sometimes in this pose, I like to extend the arms, walk the hands forward, keep the hips where they are, keep the hips right where they are, and just reach out through the arms. Walk the fingertips forward. And then you can walk the hands back, starting to slowly travel up your legs. And you can bring your arms up, opening like the star. And then releasing. You can heel toe, bring those feet right in and come into your mountain pose. And I'm just feeling through the feet, exercising all the muscles, opening all the little bones in the feet as you rock from the back of your foot to the front of your foot a few times. Come onto the outer part of your feet and then flow from the outer part towards the inner, not dropping the arch though. Keeping the arch lifted as you come back to center now. Let's reach both arms up and bring the right hand straight down your back. If you'd like to go into the full pose here, you're welcome to, bringing your other hand up your back. Maybe you can connect them. Don't worry if you can't. And then we'll release. Roll the shoulders out. Just a quick little shoulder opener here. Bringing the other hand down your back. And then if you'd like to, you can bring that other arm up. Good. When you're ready, releasing the lower arm, then the upper arm. Letting go through the shoulders. And rolling out through the neck a few times. We'll keep doing this for 2 more breaths. You can roll in a half circle side to side, and then also you can take the head from side to side just a few times. You can take the head back to center, up and down a few times. And then releasing that. I'd like to do one more pose. It's the dancer's pose. If you have a wall or a chair you'd like to use to help you balance, for sure, you can use that. We're going to bring one foot up behind, holding on to that foot. You can also use your belts around your foot. Pausing here for a few breaths. When you have it, when you have your balance, your focus here, you can start to go deeper. We'll hold for one more breath. If on your last breath or two, you go just a little smidge deeper, working towards your edge. And then slowly releasing, coming back to center. Transitioning to the other side. Okay, getting your balance. One side might be trickier. Take your time to get there. Not trying and not collapsing through the standing side leg. You want to lift up, bring that hip in and open. When you're ready, come into the dancer's pose. Either at the wall, the hand can be right at the wall. It can be holding onto a chair or reaching and extending forward. Good. We'll slowly begin to release that. Pausing in the mountain for another breath or two. And then if you want to just face the long way of your mat, breathing in, reaching your arms up. Breathing out, we're going to come into the forward bend, standing forward bend. And let go through your head. And then walk your hands forward until you can kneel down onto your come down onto your knees. You can let your hips go back for a moment. If you have a bolster at this time, you might want to get it ready, or even just a few blocks would work too. We're going to come into the pigeon pose. If the pigeon pose doesn't work for you, you can always do the reclining pigeon. So I'll show you both. The pigeon pose facing this way is quite an amazing hip opener. So we're going to come into the tabletop position. I like to go into downward dog for a moment before, yeah. And then we're going to bring the right knee forward along. The lower leg comes down, and the right foot is more towards the left side. The left hip is about where my heel is right now in the pigeon. And we're just starting out the pigeon. You can wiggle your hips from side to side. If this one doesn't work for you, I'm just going to show you the variation where you come down onto your back. And we've done this before. You bring your ankle to your thigh. Bring your hands around your leg if you want to go that far. Very similar position here. So I'm going to continue with the pigeon. And once you get settled here, you can lengthen out through that back leg. You could bring your bolster a few blocks in front of you and rest your upper body on them. Okay, so you take it down so that you can rest. The longer you hold here, of course, the longer the release, or the more the release. You can also just come right down with your upper body. Maybe even just supporting your head with a little pillow or cushion there. Good. So we'll be here for maybe 3 more breaths. If you want to pause the video, if you're watching the video, you can always do that and stay longer. Hold for even another minute or so, but I'm going to bring you back out. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders and start to push back with your leg. You're going to come back into half dog and then right into the full dog. And transitioning to the other side, you can bring your left knee forward. Take a little bit to, I'm even going to stay upright for a few moments and wiggle the hips from side to side. The foot is out to the right side now. And when you're ready, if you're ready, you can start to transition down a little bit deeper. It's nice to support the head on something. It's very soothing. In case you do feel even like a mild headache coming on, try to find positions where you can support your head. Be with your breath. Be with the sensations in the body. Welcoming them all. Following the breath on its full cycle in and out of your body. Feel how it opens and expands through the back of your body a bit more now. And we'll begin to begin to transition slowly out of your posture. So take your time. And when you're ready, we'll just drop right down onto that hip and bring the legs together. And we're going to transition to the back. So having anything you need for Shavasana at the ready. You might want to use your bolster if you've got it. You could bring it under your knees when you're ready for it, or you could lie over it. If you'd like to bring your legs back into the butterfly position, feel free. You could do the reclining version of it. I like to do it with the bolster. Okay, that's always an option here for the first few moments. But feel free, you're free to decide what comes to you, what you need the most. So maybe it's a reclining twist. Maybe it's bringing your legs to the side. You can always extend that bottom leg, reaching out through the arms. You decide your next pose before Shavasana. Take your time with it. Again, you can always pause the video and continue with some lying down poses. To help to develop your own personal practice, it's good to go on your own flow, inspired flow, finding out what your body needs the most. And your body will tell you. just need to take that time now to listen. Okay, so we're going to slowly start to transition to Shavasana, taking whatever position you wish for today. Okay, you could always come back to the butterfly pose, but you might want to support your legs with something underneath the thighs on either side. You might just be ready to release your legs right out, or option with the bolster, especially good for the lower back to support the legs. Taking a few more deeper breaths in and out, transitioning. Setting the intention to come into your most relaxed, most comfortable position so that your body can release, releasing whatever it is that maybe you were holding on to subconsciously. Let your whole body relax here, feeling the back of your body sink a bit deeper, comfortably heavy through the legs, comfortably heavy through the arms, through the backs of the shoulders, the back of the hips. Back of the hips sinking down, backs of the shoulders sinking down. Back of the head releasing, sinking down. My breath is free. My breath breathes me now. Where could I release deeper, just with a bit more of that loving, healing attention? Where could I release a bit more? If you need to, use your hands. Your hands will help to invoke that release. Maybe it's on your belly or your middle or your heart. Today, for this moment at least, I release control. I release control. I surrender. I surrender to the flow. Of love. That will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. Taking just a few more seconds before we fully come out to sometimes a personal wellness statement or affirmation forms for yourself for today, something or a reminder how to stay in a more positive, loving mindset. So if you have a statement that comes to you or an intention for the rest of your day, taking time to form it now. Before you begin to welcome yourself back into a little bit more of the space around yourself. Big stretch, maybe knees to chest. And when you're ready, you can slowly roll over to your side. Stay on your side for a few breaths. Don't rush out of it. We don't want to move too quickly. We help to set a pace, maybe a more healthy, balanced pace of movement and flow, of resetting your body on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Take a few moments when you do come to sitting to help your body integrate this. The pause before we close here. Taking as much time as you need. Sometimes we sink into meditation afterwards for a few moments. So if you'd like to do that, feel free. I'm going to end this here, hands together at the heart. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.